name is Joe Morton. I'm a pretty ordinary guy from Canada whose career path has taken me to different parts of the world. Years ago, I found myself in Southeast Asia. I've always had an interest in botanicals, you know, always looking for natural plants and herbs and fruits waiting to be discovered. And when I found myself in Southeast Asia, it was a whole new world. Botanicals and tastes and smells that I had never experienced before. There were botanicals like durian, there were botanicals like rambutan and longan and lychee, and they were so different. And I knew there must be something here. So here I was in that exotic part of the world, browsing for the next important herb or leaf or root, when my discovery hit me by surprise. After a light meal, I was offered a taste of fruit. I'd never seen this fruit before. About the size of a small peach, it has a dark purple rind surrounding the most beautiful, succulent white fruit that you can imagine. I couldn't believe the flavor. And when I tasted mangosteen, for the first time, the queen of fruit, I knew we had something. I sought out those familiar with local folklore and learned that while the fruit is valued for its flavor, the rind, or pericarb, has been used for all kinds of conditions going back generations.
If you just came across the mangosteen, never having been brought up like Joe was brought up, you wouldn't realize its potential.
The mangosteen may have been unknown to Western taste buds, but it turns out that the volume of scientific research done on the fruit and the pericarb was staggering. We had a stack of printouts probably 1.5 feet thick. And it was not research on one particular system of the body or this, it was system after system after system.
This thing has an active component, a phytochemical or a phytonutrient, if you will, known as xanthones.
For the first time, I think, in the history of health and nutrition, you had a botanical that had never been brought to market, a category creator that not only had all the folklore that you could ever want, but had science.
Why weren't there any kinds of mangosteen supplements out there? The answer was simple. Somebody has to be the first. And that somebody was us. I had to call Gord, I had to call Aaron and talk to them about this and start to tell them the story of mangosteen.
I tasted it for the first time and my curiosity was completely satisfied. It was everything I expected it to be. Delicious. Xango is the first, whose brand is the product is the company. And so when people think of mangosteen juice, they actually think of Xango first.
And that was one of the first things we did when we decided to start this thing, was to create the brand.
There was a name that we took from xanthones and mangosteen and combined them, and Gordon gets all the credit for that.
So we said, well, let's zig when everyone else zags. You know, at the time it was all about retail and mass market penetration.
We are going to scream from the rooftops. It's okay to be direct sales, and we love it.
Just fine to start a business from the comfort and safety of your own home. Did you know Xango was going to be a big success when you opened the doors? And I say, absolutely.